application. Um, okay, so let me just close. Just gonna close this one. Sorry, just one moment. I'm just gonna close. Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So I guess the first thing we'll talk about is for you guys to at least have this application on your laptop, so that you can start, having a look around. I think the easiest way for now to get this application on your laptop is to, for example, if you just search on Google, download not Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code. And I think you'll see it as the first result, and you can, click into it. So you can see why it talked about, like, depending on the machine you have, it will influence, how you interact with, with things as well. So you can see there's a download button for Windows, there's a download button for Mac. So if you're on Windows, you will need to click this button on the left. If you're using Mac, you will need to click the button on the right. So please, if you are using Mac, don't download the one for Windows, because the application is not going to work. And same thing applies to Mac users as well. Looks like someone put a message. So just have a look. Okay, that's fine. There's no message. Can we try this at the moment? So just go to Google, search for Visual Studio Code, and then download the one for your machine and try and install it. Is this something we can do now? So if there are any problems, while I'm here, we can share screen to fix.
The reason why we're asking for this application is it will help with the assignments that we give you, and also help with hands-on learning. So if anybody has any runs into any errors, feel free to just put it in the chat.
Okay, thanks Victor for chipping in. So Covenant said he's on it now. Awesome. TBK already has VS Code installed. Oh yeah, that's brilliant. So we'll wait for the others to install it. So shall I give? Okay. So Oluwaseyi is on it as well. So I'll give, let's say, 5 minutes for everyone to have it installed, and then we'll be on the same page. And we are recording this as well, so once I finish, I'll upload it as well, and you guys can check it out if you've missed any part of it. So I'll check back around in 5 minutes time and see where everyone is at. And if you have any issues you can share your screen so we can see what issues you have. Okay, yeah, so Covenant has finished installing it. Is that the case for those who are installing it? So I just want everybody to be able to install it. So for those who have installed it, in fact, let me close the one I have. I'm just going to close this one, or maybe not close it. Oh, come on. So once you install it, you can just search. So by the way, I'm using a Windows machine, but I believe you can search as well on Mac. If you go to your applications folder, you'll find it there. I'm just gonna so mine is just opening now. Yeah, don't worry about these things that you see now. I'll explain what they are. So you might see an interface that looks like this. By the way, if you're curious how I was able to open it, I pressed Control Shift and N to be able to open new instances of it. For those of us on Mac, you will need to press Command Shift and N to be able to open new instances. So if you already have it installed, you can try this command to be able to open. So please, can we confirm that all of us have VS Code downloaded now? If you just put in the chat to say yes, you have it downloaded. Okay, so that's good. So I believe we are all on the same page now. So we've opened it. We'll probably see something like this. I'll just quickly explain to you what these all these things are and what these things are, and then in your spare time you can just play around with it. So this, I guess the very important one is this one, open folder. So what this means is that if I click on it, for example, it opens my file explorer here. and I can, for example, open, any folder of my choice. So I can choose to open this one, for example. So you can see select folder. So what then happens is it will open the folder, and you will see, all the files that you have. So is that clear? Does anyone have any question on how to use VS Code to open any folder on their machine? Okay, so it doesn't look like anyone has any questions, so I will carry on. So let's, I'll just close this one. So go back here. So in this case, I've just opened an empty folder I created today, so there are no files in here. Another important one is this one called the extension. So this extension allows you to, it gives a lot more experience when you use VS Code. So for example, if I was writing a Python code, I can easily look for Python extension, and you can see a lot of Python extension. And we'll try, so when we get to the point where we begin to maybe write some few code, we'll begin to try this extension, and you will see, what difference it makes. So as with every app, you can have the settings, which is the gear icon. Then another important bit you need to know about this VS Code is if you click on File, you need to toggle this auto save on. So what this is going to do is when you write code, you don't need to press Ctrl S or Command S. It's just going to save the file for you. So please just toggle this on, is quite helpful. Then another very helpful bit is this bit here. I think this 3 dots, and then you click on terminal. So we'll be doing a lot of work on this terminal. So this is where we'll run commands to interact with our laptop and also with the cloud as well, after we've made the appropriate connection. And you can always go to new terminal. Does anyone have any, is everybody, has everyone opened the new terminal on their machine now? Yeah, so please let me know if you've opened the new terminal on your machine and you've opened any folder of your choice. You can unmute, you can put a comment in the chat. Yes, so the screen I want everyone to have is a folder opened on their VS Code and then a terminal open. So please let me know once you have a folder opened and a terminal opened. Yeah, remember, you can speak, you can unmute, you can ask questions. So I just want to ensure we are all on the same page. So please,
before you open up a new terminal, are you guys familiar with the term terminal, or does that need explanation?
but just like Dr. Chris said, I think he said the terminal is where you run commands, right?
Yes, that's
so we can take it back one more level where we can explain like what the terminal does before we get to VS Code. Because I'm of the understanding that not everybody has as much knowledge as each other. So if you guys are comfortable with the terminal, then we can proceed. But there are nuances to the terminal, so.
Okay, so Shay is saying we should take it again. Shay, you can speak up just so I know what you want me to take again.
Because we need to also install a type of terminal on your system, which may be Hyper or terminal itself. Being that the cloud is mainly Linux distributions, I think Hyper is a good route to go down. What are your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, we can do Hyper. I always I use Git Bash, and that's one I've been using as well.
Okay, Git Bash is good as well. It allows both PowerShell and Mac users to
interact.
To work.
Yeah.
So we can first install Git Bash.
So she was asking to take terminal again. So terminal is a way to interact with your machine. So I'll demonstrate an example now. I'm just gonna hide this. So they see. So before I'm able to demonstrate an example, so we all have this open, right? If I click on this drop down beside PowerShell, you can see I have several options: Git Bash, PowerShell, command prompt. What else do I have? Okay, so let's say these three. I have these three. So I have them for a reason, and this alludes to what Victor was talking about, like types of terminals. So for those of us with Windows machine, it will come by default with PowerShell, and you can easily search for it as well. If you just type PowerShell on Windows, you will see PowerShell. If you type command prompt, you would also see command prompt as well. But if I open it, you can see what the command prompt looks like. But this is like an old version. PowerShell is like the modern version of it now. So that's what you have if you are if you're on a Windows machine. If you're on a Mac machine, you won't have PowerShell. You will have what is called I think there's an application called Terminal. Victor, that's right. Oh, sorry, am I muted? Okay, I'm not muted. So the person on Mac's computer, can you locate Terminal on your Mac laptop? Sorry, I've forgotten who was using the Mac laptop. Okay, Wolabi. Yeah, so Wolabi, you are able to see Terminal on your Mac laptop. Okay, that's good. For those of us using Windows, you'll be able to see PowerShell. So if you're on Windows, you won't see a terminal application. You will see PowerShell or command prompt, and that will determine the kind of commands that you run. So I'll show an example. So let me just get rid of this. So one quick way you can see that I'm using Windows is the use of this backslash. Sorry, just give me one moment. I'm coming. And Victor, you can just maybe say one or two things while I just check something.
So are you guys familiar with navigating a file system using a terminal? If so, you can like put in the chat like your experience level. Feel free to speak up. So I can repeat the question. What's your familiarity for using the terminal? Whether it's Git Bash or terminal on Windows, which is PowerShell, or just using the terminal on the Mac.
Okay, so the experience I've had with the terminal was I think one of the classes I had in machine learning, so a little bit of use there. So when that was when I installed VS Code, so I used it to do a little bit of command here and there, but not really an expert or a professional using it. But I have a little bit of experience.
Okay, yeah, that's a good foundation to have. It's mainly for navigating your file system because sometimes you work with specific clients and you cannot see what we call user interface. So what you're seeing right now, like a GUI, so graphical user interface, and you have to navigate with their systems using the terminal. So anything that you click on, for instance, to open VS Code or to create a folder or to create a file, it's best that we can pick up the skills and we can teach you the skills of navigating and doing those activities. So yes, that's one of the main reasons. Plus, you don't have to be an expert. It's mainly we'll give you assignments and we'll show you interactive like lessons when it comes to like opening up a terminal. So let me share my screen. Just give me a moment. So everyone, can you see my screen? Okay. So within Mac and within Windows, they have what we call a terminal. Windows normally uses what we call PowerShell, whilst Mac is under the branch of, I believe, Unix or Linux. It will tell me in my settings. Okay. So here, when we open up the terminal, it's blank, and in order to navigate to our file systems, we will need to have various commands that we will need to write. So a command I can show you now to create a file, or before we even create a file, like Chris said, a folder. So to create a folder, I'll first check where I am in terms of my system, which is PWD. So that's the present working directory that I'm on my system. And in order to create the file, I will run a command called make the. So it's mkdir. And this is to make a directory, or for short form, to make a folder. So we could make a folder called cohort 26. So to then see the folder, I can run another command called ls. So we can see that the folder has been created. If we wanted in something called a long list, we can do ls-ll, and it will now give us the name of our folder in the long list. It will also give us what we call the permissions for that folder. Is everybody understanding what I've stated so far, or would you like me to go over that bit again?
Yeah, please, you can go over it again.
Okay. So like I said before, many times when you work with a client in the consultancy or directly as a DevOps or a cloud engineer, you'll be giving a terminal to working, because most of those systems are just what we call hypervisors. So they don't have a GUI attached to it like the computer you are seeing right now. So in order to what we call create a folder before we even start writing any type of code or anything in our file system, I run this command, which is mkdir. This mkdir on Mac, I believe it's the same on PowerShell. I'll have to double check, but I will get the command for you guys and put it in the WhatsApp group. But if you guys have like a subsection of notes to write down various different commands, because it will help when you're doing the take-home assignments. So this mkdir command is to basically shorthand form for make a directory or make a folder. So I previously made a folder called cohort 26. I can make another folder called cohort dash March hyphen 26 and press enter. So this is when we say creating a folder, it's like creating a workspace for where all your files, you want all your files to be for that specific workspace. It's like organizing your wardrobe and putting specific clothes inside a specific folder. So if I want to now see that if that folder is on my machine, I will run a command called ls hyphen, so ls space hyphen ll, and I can now see our folder right here. Are you following along? Okay. So if I wanted to get into that folder, because currently I'm at a level that is just one level up, so let's say I want to get to the upstairs of a house, we need to find a way that's taking the stairs or elevator. So if I need to change directory into that folder, I will run another command called cd, which is to change directories, and I will now write the folder in full. So I know that I am going to that specific folder. Since I've just created the folder, it should be empty because I haven't put anything inside. So previously I ran a command called pwd, which shows us the present working directory, and it should be the long list of where I am in my file system. So my file system is users Tito cohort March 2026. So we have this thing called Finder, and we are looking for, just bear with me, we are looking for that folder.
Yeah, thank you, Victor, for carrying. Just 5 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay. So as we can see on my GUI, I'm able to click because I have a user interface. But when we're working in the cloud and we're working on specific systems with clients, we may not have access to this click. But whatever happens in this terminal here should be reflected in this folder here. So we're now in bear with me. Is this thing will work? Okay. I'll keep this here. So whatever happens on the terminal side here should be reflected on this here. So we have a folder and we need to create files within that folder. So Chris explained earlier that sometimes we may be working with Python files or Java files if we're working alongside developers. And those type of files in VS Code through the extensions, they end in specific file extensions. So if I want to create a file in this folder, I will run the command called touch. A touch basically creates a file. It cannot create a folder, but it can create a file. And I can call this file whatever I want to call it. Test Pi. So as you can see, as soon as I created this file on my terminal, the file was created inside the folder here. If I then want to see that file within VS Code, I will then run another command called code and then space and then dots. Dots means you're capturing everything within the present working directory that we're in, so within the present folder, and it should open up on VS Code. And then as you can see on the left hand side, this is what we call test.py. And then within VS Code you can open another terminal, and then yes. So that's a lot of information that I've given you, so I don't want to overbear you with that information, but feel free to ask any questions you may have as of right now.
Okay, so what the touch command, if I'm correct, does is to create a file within a folder, right?
Yes, I'm back. That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Hey, welcome back, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I had to deal with something. Yeah, thanks, Victor, for carry on. Yes, you're right. Touch. And I think you need to realize that that command is for Linux. So any Unix like system. So when I say Unix, like Linux, or like for example that touch, does it work on Windows, Victor?
I need to verify. I believe so. It does work on Windows, but normally in Windows environments they are already creating the file. But previously I have used Touch in Windows. But like I said, I can get like the list of commands. It's similar. You use CD. You also use LS as well in Windows.
Yeah, I think they've made that in a bit uniform, but I think if you go to more Linux kind of command, then it doesn't work on Windows.
Yeah.
but the basic ls, cd, I think they work on, I think.
Yes. So those are the commands that we will like familiarize ourselves with in the beginning, because everything will build off the commands I just showed you. So there's no point if you're not comfortable with these commands as of now. There's no point moving forward into VS Code and doing directory structures, because we need to understand like the basics. So what we have here is this test.py that opened up in VS Code, but in order to go into that file, because let's say we don't have VS Code on our system, we will have to use a interactive application called VI, or some people call it Vim. So in order to install various things on the computer, in case we don't have it, I have it on my computer, but I'm on Mac, so I use a command which is a package manager called brew, which you brew install. So if you want to install like Python, if you want to install VI, these are just some of the things you have to run in your terminal, because you may not have access to a GUI. So if I do vi dash version, I believe. So VI is going to tell me what version I have of Vim, and it's going to explain. This is giving me more information that I wanted, but yeah. So if I want to interact with that file that we've created in the cohort March folder, I can run ls-ll to list the file, which is test.py, and then I can also go into the file by writing vi, that is the full name of that file, and it gives me this interactive window. If I now want to write in the window, because I can't write anything as of right now, can't do anything, I will need to press I. So I allows me to now interact and write anything that I want to in this window. I can tab over, I can do anything. So I can write hello, welcome to Vizorcore. In order for me to now see this in VS Code, I'll have to press escape, and then I'll have to write colon. As you can see at the bottom here, colon, and then I'll write WQ. So meaning that you're saving, and then you're quitting with an exclamation mark. So if I now go to VS Code, that same comments that I've just written here now appears in the file. Are you guys getting it? Okay. I'll hand it over back to Chris, because like I said, it's good that we stop at this point instead of overstimulating.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I think it's good for us to stop at this point. So once we stop, I'll upload this on YouTube Live. It'll be good for you guys to review it during the week, and hopefully this evening as well, and tomorrow you'll be able to, come back with some questions. So, so what time Victor? What time shall we do the class tomorrow?
Let me liaise with you, and then I'll message you, and then you can message the group.
Okay. So the time might be different because tomorrow is Sunday and we'll need to go to church, come back. But I'll post well in advance to give you guys more time. So it might be later than today. I think we started around 4 p.m. Nigerian time. So I don't know, maybe I'll let you guys know, but I think it won't be early, it'll be later. But I'll say what the time is in the community tomorrow. So I guess we've covered a lot from Victor, from my side as well. So you can spend some time, practicing and looking around. And if you have questions, we'll discuss it in the interactive session tomorrow.
Also, you can put the questions in the channel if you have.
Yeah, that's right. You can put it in the
WhatsApp group as well.
Yes. So we don't have any. I think from tomorrow we'll dish out the assignment for the coming week, so you guys can have something to do during the week as well until Saturday when we meet again. Alright, so I'll try and upload this video after I finish recording, and then you guys can review it. Otherwise, have a good one more thing, please, have you guys all subscribed to our YouTube channel?
Yes, I've subscribed.
Yeah, thank you.
And also, okay, that's good. Have you
Instagram too?
Are you guys on LinkedIn? It will help for you guys to create a profile on LinkedIn if you haven't as well. We can do a separate session on creating a LinkedIn profile.
I think so I think Victor will collate all these things tomorrow, so that'll be their job during the week.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have a list. Covenant, have you subscribed to our YouTube channel?
Yeah, I did that already.
Awesome. And how about you, Shay? I think Shay is muted. Okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay. Have a nice one, guys.
Yes, have a nice one. Yeah, take care. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
All right. Yeah. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye.